Hey there, it's Liz from No Trace. In this video, I'm going to show you how to sew a super simple skirt. This is a very beginner-friendly clothing project, and let's jump in.
In order to make your super simple skirt, you're going to need measuring tape, elastic that's about 3/4 inch wide, and fabric. The first step is to measure around your waist with the measuring tape, wherever you want the skirt to sit. Write that number down, then measure from that point to get the approximate length that you want your skirt to be, and write that number down too. Once you have your measurements, you're going to add 1 inch to your waist, that's your width, and you're going to add 3 inches to the length, that's your length. Then you need to cut 2 panels that are your width by your length. So in my case, 33 by 24 inches. If your fabric has a directional print on it, you want to make sure to pay attention to the direction or the pattern when you're doing the cutting. I'm using a solid fabric, so it doesn't really matter if I cut the length or the width first. But if you have a pattern that has a direction, make sure that you put that onto the length of your skirt. Once you have your 2 panels cut, you're going to want to lay them with the right sides together, and then you're going to want to pin along both of the sides of your skirt. Take your skirt over to your machine and sew along the sides with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, making sure to backstitch at the beginning and the end. A nice step is to do a zigzag stitch or to serge the raw edges on the side of your skirt. You don't absolutely have to do this, but it'll prevent fraying as you wash your skirt and wear it over time. So I would recommend doing a zigzag stitch. Once the sides are done, you're going to take the top edge of your skirt and fold it over 1 inch and press it with the iron. You don't have to be this fussy about it, but you do want to make sure that your elastic will fit into this hem. So make sure that you fold it over at least a little bit bigger than your elastic. Once that first fold is pressed, go ahead and fold it a second time so that you have a nice finished edge on the top of your skirt. And now we're ready to sew that top edge of the skirt. And we want to make sure to leave an opening of a few inches so that we can get the elastic inside. So you want to backstitch at the beginning of your seam and at the end of your seam and leave about a 3-inch opening. Now we're ready to cut our elastic. All you got to do is take the measurement of your waist and subtract 1 inch from that number. That's how long you should cut your elastic. Now get a couple of safety pins and put them on the ends of the elastic, and you're just going to thread the elastic through that top hem that you created. You could pin one end of the elastic to the opening so that you don't pull your elastic all the way through. Once you get the other end of the elastic all the way through, you're going to take those safety pins off and overlap the ends of the elastic with each other about 1 inch and go ahead and put a pin right in there. Put your machine on a zigzag stitch. I like to widen that zigzag stitch to as wide as it'll go, more or less, and then just sew the elastic ends together. Then tuck the elastic into your waistband area and carefully sew that opening closed, making sure to put your machine back on a straight stitch. Now we're ready to hem our skirt. You might want to try it on and make sure that you like the length. You can always adjust it. You're just going to fold over that bottom raw edge about a 1/2 inch and press it with the iron. Go ahead and fold it over again, another 1/2 inch, and press it one more time. Then take your skirt over to your machine and just stitch right along that folded edge all the way around the bottom of your skirt. You probably want to take a minute and trim off any loose threads on your skirt before you get to wear it. Now you're ready to wear your skirt and make some funny faces.
Thanks so much for watching this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you've made it this far, and subscribe to my channel to get notified about all of my videos. I put out a new video every single week on zero waste sewing, crafting, and lifestyle tips. So I'll see you again very soon.